open and transparent trade in Europe and cutting EU red tape. Europe needs reform.
Hello everybody, welcome to my November blog here from Strasbourg, a very windy and cold and grey day. But I'm not feeling grey today because today is the final vote on my programme for improving air quality across Europe. Something known as the National Emissions Ceilings Directive. As usual, under that very grey and boring title lies something very interesting, and that is the reduction of pollutants allowed by member states across the board. Now, people often say, and in fact UKIP colleagues in today's debate said that they wouldn't want this sort of thing. This is an example of Europe's interfering unnecessary legislation. Well, I absolutely disagree with that. Air quality knows no boundaries and no borders. And just because we're an island doesn't mean to say we're not breathing other people's air. Up to 40% of what we're breathing. You only have to stand in the southwest at the moment, you'll feel that prevailing wind, and it's not coming from the north, it's coming from the south, and that's Europe. And if we're going to be breathing their pollutants, then we want to have a say in the reductions that happen in those countries. And this is precisely what this opportunity affords us. So far from wanting to withdraw from that, I'm actually a great believer in the UK should stay engaged in these cross-border environmental issues way beyond Brexit. It's not an issue of sovereignty, it's an issue of your health, my health, our children and grandchildren's health. So delighted that the end of 3 years of work is going to be today when we take the final vote and it becomes law. Other things that we're doing this week, I will be speaking later today on a debate on violence against women. It is an absolute scandal that still 62 million women in Europe are suffering from some form of domestic and other violence. It's completely unacceptable, and I don't look at this just from women's point of view. I think about men too. And it's increasingly, we're getting reports from men about domestic violence. So, you know, equality sometimes means we take on the bad habits of men. Let's hope we can nip that in the bud. I am saying that we should sign up to the Istanbul Convention, which is against violence against women, and today we'll have the opportunity to speak on that. We've also been talking about the results of COP22 in Marrakesh last week, which I had the privilege to attend on behalf of the European Parliament. There was a big orange cloud hanging over Marrakesh, and it wasn't the dust from the Sahara, it was obviously the fallout from the election of President Trump. So it was a little bit of an anticlimax because, of course, nobody knew what the Americans were going to do. There's been a lot of hyperbole about how they're going to withdraw from international climate change. I don't think they are. It seems pretty clear to me that they're not going to do that, but leadership will be lost. I'm not a decrier of climate change. I believe in anthropogenic climate change along with 99% of the world's scientists. There's only a few who don't, those that are supported by my UKIP colleagues who again spoke today in Parliament in support of climate change denial. I believe that we need to take action and take it quickly. Hurricane Angus has ravaged my constituency this week. And climate change is not just about rising temperatures, it's about changes in weather patterns that will disrupt all of our lives. So it's very important we take action. So I'm very pleased to have been part of that on behalf of the Parliament. We also had a visit this week from David Davis, the Secretary of State for exiting the EU. We had a private meeting, discussed how things were going to go. I feel a little bit like Nicola Sturgeon did when she left 10 Downing Street a month or two ago. Not sure I'm any much the wiser, but let me tell you, when I do become the wiser, you'll be the first to know. Thank you very much.